Hi guys, so today we're going to graph y equals tangent of x. Sine and cosine graphs are nice because we are able to pick these four angles here: 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then back to 2 pi. And cosine is the x value and sine is the y value. So for example, sine went 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0, going through your graph. So 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0, and sine looked like this. Cosine was the x value, so we started at 1 because it's the x. 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1, and cosine was this graph. Now thinking back to when we were solving for tangent. Tangent of our angle theta equals our y over x on our unit circle. So tangent of 0 radians or 0 degrees, tangent of 0 equals 0 over 1. So that's just 0. So that is the y-intercept here. When you try to do tangent of pi over 2, tan of pi over 2 is y divided by x, 1 over 0. What is that? That is undefined. Graphically, what we will draw is a vertical asymptote at pi over 2, because that is a domain restriction. Because when you plug that in, it results in your function being undefined. You cannot divide by 0. Tangent of pi is 0 over negative 1, so back to 0 again. Tangent of 3 pi over 2 is negative 1 over 0, so that is undefined. And back to 2 pi is 0 again. So looking at this right now, we have 2 vertical asymptotes, 3 x-intercepts, and we really don't know what the nature of our function is. So we have to come up with some more angle values, more inputs to plug in to find out the nature, the shape of our graph. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? What's happening? So think of your unit circle, focusing on quadrant number 1. What angle out of the 3 that are left would be nice according to tangent? So think, tangent is y divided by x. Which of those 3 angles would it be the nicest to divide your y coordinate by your x coordinate? If you said pi over 4, you are correct. Pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. So y divided by x, they're the same number. So tangent of pi over 4 is 1. So pi over 4 is halfway between 0 and pi over 2, so positive 1. When we go to the pi over 4 angle in quadrant 2, that would be 3 pi over 4. Your x value is negative, and your y value is positive. So y divided by x, that's going to be negative 1. Quadrant 3 is 5 pi over 4. So right here, positive 1, because they were both negative. And then quadrant 4 is 7 pi over 4. That one's going to be negative 1 again. All right, so you cannot cross a vertical asymptote because the value of x at that point makes your function undefined. So this is what your graph is going to look like. It's going to hug the vertical asymptote but never cross, and almost look like a cubic function. Not quite, but has the shape of a cubic function. All right. This would happen again. So 2 pi, you would have 5 pi over 2 over here. I'm just going to show you just another one just so we have it. this right here, vertical asymptote at 5 pi over 2, and this graph here. I won't worry too much about this one, just showing what's keep going on and on and on. And then here, I don't really like the graph to start and not really know what's happening right here. So I always go negative direction on your unit circle. Negative pi over 2 is the same as 3 pi over 2, and we graphed a vertical asymptote at 3 pi over 2. So I'm going to put in a vertical asymptote at negative pi over 2. And negative pi over 4 is the same as the 7 pi over 4 right here. So negative pi over 4 right there. So this here would be another one. For sine and cosine, their period is 2 pi. If you notice here, from pi over 2 to 3 pi over 2, think half the circle over here. The period of tangent is just going to be pi. All right, for this class, math analysis, we are only going to do a little bit with tangent. So I would like us to really study this, understand how to get these points, how to get the asymptotes, how to find each of these 3 points on our graph. So using this parent function as our guide, how would we graph y equals the tangent of x minus 4? What transformation is happening here? If you said a vertical shift down 2, you are down 4, you are correct. The next problem has the 2 in it. That's what I was thinking of. So a vertical shift down 4. All right. So all of these points here are going to go down 4. Our vertical asymptotes are staying the same. So you can use another grid if you would like on your worksheet, or you can draw all these. I'm going to keep my vertical asymptotes. The asymptotes do not change for this one when you're doing just a vertical shift. If there was a phase shift, you would. All right. And fill in my vertical asymptotes again. All right. If you would like to, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4, I'm going to draw a horizontal dotted line just for me to think that is now my middle ground. And then think, all right, it was 0, pi, and 2 pi were the values that were originally 0. So moving them down, they're now at negative 4. They're at the horizontal dotted line, which showed our vertical shift. And then it went 1 to the up and 1 over, and 1 to the left and 1 down. That was a terrible one, sorry. All right, for tangent, I would like you to draw 2 periods for tangent. Didn't have my points here. My pen doesn't want to write tonight, apparently. All right. All right, pause and check that out if you need to. The last thing we are going to do is what would change if you had 2 times the tangent of x. So on the outside, so if that was sine or cosine, your waves would get larger. It's an amplitude change, so the heights of your waves are getting larger here. Think in terms of you are multiplying all of your outputs. It's a vertical stretch by 2. So all of your x-intercepts are 0 for your y value. Those are not changing. So the 0, pi, and 2 pi, those do not change. The vertical asymptotes don't change. So plug those in. All right. Then pi over 4 was at 1, but we're multiplying that by 2, so it's going up to 2, and this one here at negative pi over 4 is going to go down to negative 2. So it's going to be a steeper looking graph like this. Alright, positive 2, negative 2, connect them. Alright, if there was a negative out front, then it would look with the yellow one here, it would go down this way, because it would be a reflection. Alright, that is all I have for tangent. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks, guys.